Naghamon pa na lumayas kayo rito.
Ang bigat naman ng salita na yon, ano ha?
Para bang alam na alam nila ang consequences kapag nagputol ng diplomatic relations ang Pilipinas sa alinmang bansa.
Many other issues are economic ties, people-to-people ties, are OFWs in Hong Kong, in mainland China, in Macau.
Dismayado si Senador Alan Peter Cayetano at ilang senador sa naging padalos-dalos na pahayag ng mga kasamahan nito, lalo na kay Erwin Tulfo at Tito Soto na di umano'y dapat ideklarang persona non grata ang ambasador ng China. Hindi anya nag-iisip ang mga ito sa magiging consequences kung sakaling tuluyang magkaroon ng hidwaan ng dalawang bansa na paniguradong apektado ang ating ekonomiya at pati na rin ang mga libo-libong OFW na nagtatrabaho sa mainland China, sa Hong Kong, Taiwan at Macau. Samantala, kung sakaling ideklarang persona non grata ang sinumang Chinese diplomat, handa umanong isama ng ambasador ang buong public diplomacy team ng Chinese Embassy. Ito ang isa sa pinakamatinding pahayag mula sa Embahada ng China sa Maynila na malinaw na nagpapahiwatig na handa umano ang panig ng China kahit sa posibilidad na kolektibong pag-alis o magiging pagsara ng embahada sa gitna ng lumalalang tensyon sa pagitan ng Beijing at ilang mambabatas ng Pilipinas.
If you do not like how democracy works in this country, then you are free to leave the Philippines. Get the out. Mr. President, kung hindi nila gusto kung paano gumagana ang demokrasya sa ating bansa, malinaw po ang sagot. Layas. I rise today in defense of dignity. Our national dignity. Spokesperson of the Chinese Embassy recently lectured Filipinos and worse, Philippine officials on the limits of freedom of speech. We are told that criticizing a foreign head of state is completely unacceptable. Well, let me say this then, Mr. President. If you do not like how democracy works in this country, then you are free to leave the Philippines. Get the out. Mr. President, kung hindi nila gusto kung paano gumagana ang demokrasya sa ating bansa, malinaw po ang sagot. Layas. This is our house. Hindi sila ang boss natin at tayo ay mga tau-tauhan lang nila. To the Chinese embassy officials, you do not have the moral authority to lecture Filipinos about freedom of speech. Because freedom of speech does not exist in your country. It is not practiced. It is not protected. It is punished. So do not export censorship to a nation that fought, bled, and died to be free. And another recent statement coming from the Chinese government threatening our officials of, quote, paying the price for making provocations and confusing right from wrong, unquote, pertaining to our claims at the West Philippine Sea. What is truly unacceptable is a foreign government acting as if it can police Filipino speech, intimidate Filipino officials, or shame Filipino into silence. Mr. President, our government officials spoke only the truth. They defended our sovereignty. They spoke as public servants of a democratic republic. They are correct, and the Chinese government is wrong. Wala silang karapatan na punahin ang malayang pagpapahayag sa ating bansa. Dahil sa kanilang bansa, walang tunay na freedom of speech. Mga kritiko ikinukulong at misteryosong namamatay pa. Ang mga mamahayag, pinapatahimik, opinyon, kinokontrol tulad po nangyayari doon sa Hong Kong kung ilang kritiko nila ay kinulong na. Let us be very clear, Mr. President. The West Philippine sea is ours. Our officials have the right and the duty to speak about aggression against our nation. And Filipinos, Mr. President, will not whisper in their own house just to avoid offending a foreign power, particularly China. No, 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 Mr. President. We do not take lessons on democracy from a government that jails critics. We do not take lectures on free speech from a system that suppresses it. Our house, our terms, Mr. President. Respect is not demanded, it is earned, and it is mutual. If you want respect from Filipinos, then respect our Constitution. Respect our officials, respect our freedom of speech, and respect the simple truth that this is not your country. Mr. President, the Filipino people are not afraid. We are not silent, and we will not be bullied, politely or otherwise. Thank you, Mr. President. Maraming salamat. Maraming salamat at magandang hapon sa ating lahat.
Napaka-importante nung resolution na to, hindi lang dahil sa issue sa West Philippine Sea, but also because of many other issues, our economic ties, people-to-people ties, our OFWs in Hong Kong, in mainland China, in Macau. That's why the minority, through myself, wrote a letter to the majority leader and yourself for your consideration po, na rather than adopting the resolution, we call a committee hearing. I think napakalalim po ng issue na to, and it will be good for us and the public na malaman talaga natin kung anong talagang sinabi ni Commodore Tariela at ano yung palitan ng kuro-kuro. Having said that, while it's under consideration, I'd like to thank you and the majority leader for allowing na mag-sponsorship muna today. And it was a tradition in the 19th Congress that it's not a rule, it's a tradition na after the sponsorship, you give everyone a day or two before we go to interpellation and adoption. But in that day or two, if the majority would see it fit to call a hearing rather than going straight to interpellation, that would be in my view, best. But again, Mr. President, we rule by what is the pleasure of the majority. So we will submit sa wisdom of the majority. But may I put that on record na baka maganda na magkaroon tayo ng hearing about this issue. Thank you, Mr. President.
We will, of course, seriously consider the recommendation of the minority leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr.
But
President,
just for the record, we have indeed made it a practice that when a bill is sponsored, we give it time for interpellations, a day or two thereafter. In the case of resolutions, usually we pass it the same day or after sponsorship. But in case of controversial resolutions or bills, we do give it some time. Yes. So I think the request is
reasonable,
quite in order. Yeah,
Thank you,
so
Mr. President.
Majority Leader.
therefore, I move for the previous motion and ask the Secretary to read the title of the measure. But
After na siguro, yeah.
maybe we can ask. Yes, but we need to ask the
It's
Secretary
already
to
on the
read the
floor.
title of the
It's
measure.
already considered. We ask the Secretary to read the title of the measure and ask the sponsor to
Yes, so we can recognize the
deliver
sponsor,
sponsorship
Senator
speech.
Pangilinan, after he reads the title of the measure.
Yes, the
Because I did not
Secretary
read
is
the title of the
recognized.
measure earlier, Mr. President. My apologies.
Resolution expressing the stance of the Senate in condemning recent public statements issued by the Embassy of the People's Republic of China concerning Philippine officials and institutions, and affirming the right of the Republic of the Philippines to assert its sovereign rights in accordance with international law.
Right, Senator Francis Pangilinan is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Majority Leader. Thank you, dear colleagues. Before we begin our sponsorship, we would like to thank the good Minority Leader for his earlier manifestation. And we too,
Happy to be here to see their work rather than to be in one of our hearings or investigations in aid of legislation. No? And have you ever wondered why when they ask you to take your oath, whether in court or in our investigations, they say, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? No? Because in every effective lie, there is a half-truth. Even in jokes. For jokes to be funny, it has to be partially true. Di ba? So when they say the late Alan Cayetano, it's partially true kasi nalilate talaga ako. Di ba? We don't want Carol to leave. If you leave, Christmas Carol ka na lang sa amin. Babatiin ka na lang namin tuwing Christmas. No? So the whole truth is very important. And three very, very quick points or truth. One, EDCOM 1, although nakalimutan na nung marami yon, I was a young congressman and I read the summary, and it really made me understand the problems in education and how to try to fix it. Perfect ang timing ng EDCOM 2. I would have rather it before the pandemic, but the pandemic really made everything worse. So there's nothing I can say more. Diba, the work, your work speaks for itself. It's amazing. If we follow it, we'll get so far. But goes to my first truth. The first truth, the elephant in the room. Unless we address K-12, either we fully fund it or we take out 1 or 2 years, we'll never get to where we want sa education. Sorry kung may ma-offend ako today. That's part of my job now. Na pag-isipin kayo lalo dun sa talagang champion ng K-12. I'm not against K-12. I want us to fully fund it. We had the opportunity with the floodgate or the flood control. Why? We took out almost 500 billion sa DPWH. We could have put it all in education. We did not. We, kasama na ako doon. We're not finger pointing to anyone, but we did not. So that means if you expect na next year or next administration, if we fully fund yung K-12, hindi mangyayari. Because we had this opportunity now, we did not take it. So the reality is, we have to examine, can we get the next government or this 2027 budget to fully fund K-12? Or do we transition muna, take out 1 year or 2 years? We can't just take it out. There's a lot of transitioning that has to be done. But unless we do that, you won't have enough funds for everything you want to do. No, it would be just like corruption. You keep trying to fill the bucket, pero butas-butas siya. Which goes to the second truth that really affected a little bit of change in my life. Si Sen Loren was asking me, but medyo mas toned down or tame ka ngayon, I guess, compared to everyone who's such an activist nowadays. At I listened to someone, eto sinabi niya, if there's something you're supposed to do, and it's for the next generation, and you don't do it, eventually God will pick someone else. Ang problema, you already robbed that generation. So if Moses said no to God, ma-free pa rin yung Israelites sa Egypt. But how many more years? How many more generations? 40 years kumalat sa desert yung Israelites because they had a slave mentality. They could not enter Israel as conquerors when you have a slave mentality. This year, 40 years since EDSA 1. Did you know that 40 years before EDSA 1 was Commonwealth when we became free? Di ba nung sinabi ni Quezon, I'd rather have a government run like hell by Filipinos than run by foreigners. Unfortunately, nagkatotoo. Run by Filipinos but run like hell. No? Which goes to my third truth. The third truth is that when we put all the money in education, we think we are turning our back on transportation, on the environment, on health. Take a look at the book of Lee Kuan Yew, Third World to First. Many of the problems he realized from the start, hindi kaya isolve to ng one administration. Hindi kaya ng 3 years, hindi kaya ng 5 years. So paano isolve? Sa DepEd niya binigay. Doon niya binigay. Kasi kung tama ang foundations ng bata. So for example, di ba, gusto natin mawala yung corruption sa gobyerno. Saan ba natutunan ng bata ang corruption? Sa pandaraya sa exam, sa teacher din na hindi great example, sa mayor, congressman nila na hindi great example. SK. Last week, nang hold up, SK. A leadership program yon, di ba? So I won't elaborate, marami pang magsasalita. I'll end with an appeal. I am very grateful and timely talaga na umabot dun sa extension. but consider yung bill na final ko, which is the EDCOM 3, na this time around, parliamentary style. Gawin natin ang DepEd, TESDA at saka CHED na commissioners. And then, kung ayaw niyong umalis, katulad ni Attorney Erap, ni Carol, and hindi lang sila lang binabanggit namin, pero marami sa staff, and including po kayo, ladies and gentlemen, you've given so much of your time for free. Diba? But let's put money and let's put a secretariat and give them a really good office. Kasi dati you have to prove it pa eh. They've already proven themselves with these 3 reports. Thank you again sa inyong lahat. God bless.
Respeto ang should respect. Ano sabi niya?
Hindi nire-respeto mo kapag ka magsasalita ka.
Ayan.
Kung kaya mo nga off-limits, huwag mong idadamay.
Hanggat maaari.
Oo.
Hanggat maaari. Huwag mo idadamay.
Ibig sabihin,
Ang yung sa loobin, yung personal na interest.
kahit ano pa ang personal view mo,
Oho.
huwag mong idadamay ang leader ng bansa. O kung idamay mo ba, dapat respetuhin mo.
Ayan.
Kung susukatin natin dito sa pamantayang ito ng Department of Foreign Affairs, yung ginawa ni Commodore J. Tariela, mali po yung kanyang ginawa.
Parang bagsak siya doon.
Bagsak sa doon.
Oho.
Gumamit pa siya ng mga nakakatawang picture. Tapos nung sinita siya ng embassy, nagalit siya, i-deny niya.
Oho.
Nung sinagot na naman siya at hindi, eto may picture ka. Eto yung salita mo.
Tapos may audio pa,
May
may
audio.
Oh.
Xi Jinping, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 yata.
Oho.
Ang ginawa mo, nagtawag ka.
Nagsumbong ka.
Hindi naman
Sa
yata-
Senado.
Yung mga hindi
Ah,
naman
ganon.
alam ang usapan, nakisawsaw dyan, ha? Para lang mapunta sa limelight.
At mas matapang pa kaysa
Mas
doon sa...
matapang pa.
Yung-
Naghamon pa na lumayas kayo rito.
Ang bigat naman ng salita na yon, ano ha?
Para bang alam na alam nila ang consequences kapag ka nagputol ng diplomatic relations ang Pilipinas sa alinmang bansa.
Natawa na lang ako. Alam kaya nila epekto na, ano?
Ewan ko sa kanila.
Ewan ko lang po,
Oo.
Eh kami po, pangkaraniwang mamamayan,
Kami, mga kamoting kahoy lang naman.
Opo.
Pero sa dami ho ng pangyayari sa bansa, mula noon pa,
Oho.
ang Pilipinas ay talaga pong bukas ito, mula pa sa panahon ni Magellan. Binuksan natin ang ating
Yung
lupa
barter, yung barter trade pa lang natin eh. Chinese na ata ang transaction.
Wala pa si Magellan, nandiyan na yung China eh, di ba?
Hindi, tsaka ito, alam na alam ng mga tandang-tanda pa ito ng mga Pilipino, Nelson. Noong nagkaroon ng Luneta hostage drama,
Ayan, yan.
di ba? Isang halimbawa yan.
Oo, yan yung panahon ni dating Pangulong Noynoy Aquino.
Noynoy Aquino, oo.
Na hostage po yung ilang mga Hong Kong national yan.
Hong Kong national yan,
Hindi
oo.
nga sa mainland China galing
Hindi,
di ba?
hindi, oo.
Hong Kong national, nag-tutor sila sa Intramuros eh.
Oo. Kinumander yung kanilang sasakyan.
Oo.
Di ba?
Sumakay ang isang, ano na ang pangalan nun? Captain ba yun?
Captain Mike, hindi pala Mike. Si Mike pala yung nakikipag-usap.
Oo,
Hello Mike,
oo.
di ba? Basta yun po.
Yung
Oo.
captain ay nagprotesta dahil hindi
Oo.
makakuha ng benepisyo
Oo.
dahil magre-retire na eh.
Oo.
Pero may pending kaso sa ombudsman. Wala siyang makuhang
Captain Mendoza, yun.
Oo.
Buti naalala po si Johnny Doredo eh. Oo.
Captain Mendoza.
Captain Mendoza, di ba
Oo.
sinasabi niya gano'n eh?
May dala siyang barel, di ba?
Oo.
Hijack ba yun o high bus?
Hindi, basta kinumander niya yung bus. At may mga Hong Kong national na mga napatay.
Hinostage na yung boss.
Hinostage,
oo.
yes.
Dinala niya dyan sa Luneta, sa Quirino Grandstand.
Yes. Oh.
Ang problema, mga kababayan, patay ang dami.
May mga Chinese national na napatay.
Oo.
Yun.
Mula noon, hindi na po pinapunta ng China ang mga national nila. Maintindihan mo eh. No?
Nagdeklara sila ng parang...
Holiday eh.
Oo.
Parang
Bawal
eh.
pumunta ang mga Chinese national sa Pilipinas that time.
Oo. Nagkataon, pumunta kami ni Jen sa Boracay. Siguro
yan,
mga few years after.
Oo.
Nakausap namin yung nagtitinda ng...
Mga sugpo, mga lobster, kung
Sabi
ano.
ako, kumusta po ang kalakal ninyo, trabaho? Eto po, nakaka-recover. Sabi namin, nakaka-recover? Bakit ano ba nangyari sa inyo? Natatandaan nyo yung hostage drama dyan sa Quirino? Yung may mga napatay na Hong Kong national? Ano kinalaman nyo? Apakalayo nyo naman doon.
Yun na nga.
Kasi po, ang mga customer namin dito, karamihan mga Chinese.
Chinese,
Sila yung malakas
mga
bumili ng
turista,
seafoods.
galing Hong Kong,
Hindi daw
yes.
tumatawad yun, Jen.
Wala,
Pagka sinabi mo ganitong presyo, bili ka agad. anong nangyari? Bakit naapektuhan kayo? Apakalayo naman ng Maynila. Doon yung hostage dati
Tama.
wala na hong pumuntang turistang Chinese.
Bagsak ang lahat ng kanilang kabuhayan.
Biruin mo, ang kita daw niya noon, Jen, di ba? 500,000 ba per day?
Oo. Sa laki ng kita niya.
Sa laki ng kita.
Labis na kanyang
Totoo.
negosyo.
Ngayon, nagtiti sa uhuli ako rito. Pero at least, unti-unti na bumabalik. Pero several years nang nakaraan.
Yes.
Ang ibig sabihin natin dito, Jen,
Yun, simple lang yun, ha?
napakasimple,
Simple.
napakalayo nun.
Opo.
At hindi nabalita yun, ha?
Oho.
Ganun po ang epekto ng pakikipagsigalot mo sa isang bansa na lalo na kung marami kang interest dyan sa bansa na
Ito,
yan.
lalo pa nga sa ngayon sa foreign na pumapasok sa Pilipinas, pangatlo ang Chinese nation, ha?
Oo.
Pangatlo sa may pinakamaraming tourist arrival sa Pilipinas.
Oo.
Imagine mo yan kapag yan ang nangyari. At ngayon, ang Pilipino pala sa China ay humigit kumulang kalahating milyon.
Ang dami.
Kalahating milyon.
Doon lang dyan sa Hong Kong, di ba?
Ayan, opo.
Ang sabi nung isa, halimbawa, maghigpit ang Hong Kong sa mga Pilipino.
Isang ano lang nila, isang probinsya, tinutuloy ng probinsya. Oh.
Hingan lang nila ng isang requirement dyan.
Yes.
Diba, requirement nyo, baka magkaroon kayo ng IQ na kasi taas ni...
99.9 IQ.
Di uwi lahat.
Yan. Oh.
Hindi ang ibig natin sabihin dito ay... Tingnan muna natin kung ano yung pinaglalaban natin.
Ano ang magiging repercussion? Ano magiging epekto nito?
Okay sana, Jen, kung ito talaga ay labanan ng kalayaan Yung talagang nilulusog na tayo
Yun ba sinasakop ng Pilipinas?
No choice ka na dyan Pero
talagang...
kung ipaglalaban mo, yung isa lang nagsinungaling, nagbastos ng isang leader, at idadamay tayong lahat, mag-isip-isip po tayo dyan, mga babayan.
Totoo.
Diba?
Ako nga, sabi ko nga sa inyo, halimbawa, isang Chinese official, nagpakita ng larawan ni Pangulong Bongbong sa China at binabastos yung taba.
Hindi din tayo papayag.
Ang palatuntunan ito gagamitin natin para magsalita ng ano sa kanila.
Totoo.
Di ba? Ganun,
Yes.
mukhang maintindihan mo ngayon ng reaction na nila.
Yes.
Di ba?
Kaya kapag ka kumampi ka dun sa ipagtatanggol po yung nambastos at nagsinungaling pa, magagalit din talaga yung yung
Totoo.
binastos mo, di ba?
Ako naman, sa ating mga mambabatas, kayo po naman ay mga honorableng tao, dapat ang inyong pananaw ay mas malawak. Sana inugat ninyo ang naging dahilan. At magpakahinahon ho tayo, wag natin gamitin yung chamber na yan na para bagang, eto na, nakakita tayo na magandang issue. Sisikat na tayo dito.
Meron akong dalawang dyan school of thought.
Ano yan?
School of thought na wala yata nag-aaral. Ang una, maaaring naisip nila, ano ba ngayon, 2026 na, di ba?
Oo.
Naku po, kailangan natin na magkaroon tayo ng magandang campaign material pagdating ng
2028?
2026, 2027, next year. Campaign na, ha?
Duda ako dyan, Nelson. Duda ako dyan. Alam mo kung bakit?
Bakit?
Isa sa mga naging biktima niya ng ating kaibigan. Ako, isa sa pinalulungkot ko yan. Senador Francis Tolentino. Ginamit niyang bihikulo ang usapin ng China.
Ano nangyari?
Ayun po, kawawa tuloy yung tao. Diba?
Naapektuhan.
Naapektuhan po. Ang laki ng epekto niyan sa lahat ng bagay.
Siguro inisip nila na hindi, this time siguro ay barako tayo makikipaglaban tayo. Kailangan matapang.
Ewan ko lang.
Tignan natin.
Ewan ko lang baka ang mga sinasandalan niyo po, lalo na yung mga nagsasalita dyan na against, baka mga sinasandalan niyo po yung mga Chinese national din. Di ba? Ng mga tao nagbibigay po ng tulong sa inyo tuwing eleksyon, malalaking negosyanteng Chinese. Baka magbago ang pagtrato sa inyo ng mga yan.
Mag-aalisan.
Yun na nga, di ba?
Ang isa pa, baka naisip nila, teka muna, mukhang nayayari tayo sa flood control, hinaharang daw natin ng katotohanan. Isip tayo ng bagong gimmick.
Strategy.
Para huwag na pag-usapan yung flood control na yan.
Tama.
Eto, magandang pahabain natin ng pahabain ito. Mukhang ang ganun. Pero,
May alam mo na sana, mayroon nung kaibigan,
oo.
tawagin ko na lamang sa pangalang Richard.
Oh, Richard.
Sabi niya,
Oo.
di ba nagbigay siya ng ano, itong binanggit siya, yung mga tinatalakay natin.
Oo.
Pero sa bandang huli, sabi niya, Kuya Jen, Kuya Nelson, ang pinakadahilan talaga, bakit sila sumakay sa isyong yan,
Ayan, yan na.
ito
Oh.
ay para matabunan ang minority report ni Senador Marcoleta
Naku po.
para kunwari, may ginagawa sila.
Ayun nga.
Ha.
Oo,
May
maaari,
tawa pa eh.
maaari.
Posible ito ha. Hindi mo ma-discredit itong pinahayag ni Kuya Richard.
Totoo.
Di ba? Oo. Oo nga naman. Noong isang araw ang pinag-uusapan natin, minority report. Ngayon po, naibasi mo ng hangin. Ay, nako. Pero pinakamabuti na, Son, maglakbay muna tayo sa West Philippine Sea.